from the F3 Nation podcast studios.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
This is the COT podcast, connecting the packs of F3 Nation through fitness, fellowship, and faith.
Andrew Maggio, 35, Wirebiter.
Mike Kirikos, 35, Saganaki.
Michael Barrett, 40, Rep Sleepy.
Peter Ranky, 63, Bambi.
COT podcast starts right now.
Shut up and sit down.
Back once again for the Circle of Trust show from the F3 Nation podcast studios.
Run it back.
I've just been handed an urgent...
There we are, guys. Check this out. This is exciting, but you're going to have to roll with us a little bit. We're live. JVR, we're live right now.
Yeah, 2024 seems to be off to a smashing start here at the Circle of Trust
Big time.
show.
Circle of Trust show. Welcome once again to the weekly news roundup of all things F3 Nation. It's your boy, Hello Kitty. That's my co-host, Repeato. And we're live on Facebook. We're live on NGBNTV. I'm going to tell you more about that amazing partnership because we're a little different today, right? You've grown accustomed to hearing us in your ear balls all these years. Well, now you can get your looking balls open and watch us as we deliver the news of the F3 Nation. And my brother, a good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good day to you, sir. I'm great. This is exciting. We had sort of alluded to some significant changes and upgrades and new things towards the end of last year. And look at where we are in just a few short weeks.
Outstanding. Well, listen.
How are your holidays? Hold on. We got to get back into
Yes, we got to do our thing. Well, here's what happened. 2023 was wrapping up, and Fat Max was like, guys, we got to kick this thing up a notch. We got to get going here. Let's get legitimate. As for the holidays, because we have not spoken to you since mid-December 23. Very good. Got some very good time off. Got some downtime. Headed north to Snackdown for the Christmas holiday. And then the sickness hit the house. So like my wife was sick as a dog. My mom, who obviously with 5 grandkids in the house, Nona lives for Christmas, right? She didn't get out of bed on Christmas till like 10. She missed all of Christmas's dinner, which is like a top 2 meal of the year that she makes. So, we had that going on.
Yeah. The sickness did not escape our house. I don't think we had it nearly like couple in your home, but we
had some laid up pretty bad. We
basically passed around the old Christmas stomach bug every couple of days between me and the wife and the kids and brother-in-law and that was in town and his new bride. But we had a great overall holiday season. It was good to have a little downtime, like you said, little focus on the family, a little refresh, a little reason for the season. Yeah. And now I'm excited to get back after it here in 2024, man.
Here we go. You know what's cool? I'm just noticing on the live here, the guys can chime in. We can see where they're at.
This
is fabulous.
So big time. This is ridiculous.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for being a part of this. Here's what we do. We come here every single week. I'll tell you this much. Don't worry, the beard's coming back. I know what you're first and foremost. You're like, whoa. Shaved kitty. It's shocking. I get it.
And an unshaved Repeato that will take 16 years to grow a beard like Kitty, but we're getting there.
Ben, good to see you, bro. All the other guys. I love this, man. I love having guys live here.
Yeah, I didn't know how this was going to work.
Outstanding. So here's what we got going on in 2024. And we're announcing an amazing partnership between F3 Nation and our friends at NGBNTV. And NGBN has the mission of saving men. Oh, does that sound familiar to a men's fitness and leadership group that right? We come here every week to talk about fitness, fellowship, and faith. We come here every week to talk about plant, grow, serve, small workout groups for men for the invigoration of male community leadership, while our friends at NGBNTV are united in that mission and are building a streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Know where we can find some of those guys? I do.
I got a small idea.
So what we're doing is we're locking shields as F3 and NGBN to bring our F3 shows into the network, which boasts nearly 40 shows, things like sports, entertainment, pick up the 6 will be there, motivate, inspire, educate, all these amazing things to give men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s a place to call home. And we're so honored that F3 could be an on-the-ground part of that to send men to us. But we're also honored to be able to bring our shows to the NGBN network. So you're going to see stuff we're trying, Hunt for Wellness, and the COT show living in that network as well, which is pretty cool.
Can I jump in on just a small point of order to take
Sure,
us a little bit down memory lane? So we're about to embark pretty soon on the 4th year of you and I doing this show. And we are looking here live with all this technology. We've got help behind the glass.
We officially have a Fat Max, which is outstanding.
We've got people chiming in on the live stream, but you and I started this show sitting at a folding table.
Yeah,
in
my garage. You're right. God, I even think
in the dark with 2 lapel mics and a MacBook and an idea of what can we talk about that's going on across not just our region, but other regions in F3 to help spread the love, spread the word, let people know what's going on, share the wealth and pay it forward. And now we're partnering with NGBN TV, and we've got the ability to reach countless more men. And I'm humbled and just shaking my head at the opportunity here and the excitement that we're embarking on.
You're going to get me a little emotional, man. I mean, you know me, I'll get emotional at the drop of a hat, but I mean, you're so right. And what we've noticed in the years of this amazing thing of F3, right? United again in that fitness fellowship and faith, is guys were calling out for a place to be in community. We might not have even noticed it. We might not have even known it. I mean, here's what I've always said about F3. It is the thing I wasn't looking for that I now know I needed. I wasn't out there actively looking for it, right? That fateful May day where you called and said, dude, I just went to this thing. You got to go with me tomorrow. Right. And then here our lives are changed forever years later. And just like the men that are watching, listening today as we embark in sort of this new journey as to how we can bring this thing to more people, because we got to give it away, man. It's changed our life. It's changed your life. You guys watching, right? We've got to give this thing away, which is pretty cool.
The dynamic thing that everybody knows is that statement is so true. You didn't know you needed it until you found it. And that means so many different things to every man that's involved. And whether that's a fitness goal, that's a social goal, that's a spiritual goal, that is a mental battle goal, whether realized or conscious or new or legacy, there's something for everyone. And there's absolutely no reason for those that do know it to just be the only ones to hold on to it.
That's right. So guys, we need your help. And we're going to do PAX phone calls coming up. We're going to get our health tip from Bones coming up. We're going to do all the great stuff we traditionally do here at the COT, but we need your help as we talk about this partnership. We want to let more people know about F3, right? So there are talented PAX all over this great F3 nation of ours. We need a couple of F3 commercials. You might have seen me put this in the Slack machine. IJ is going to be talking about it in the newsletter coming up and on social media. But if you've got talented production PAX in your region, we need a hard 30-second commercial. You can email me, hellokitty@f3nation.com or italianjob@f3nation.com for more information about how you submit. We've got some rules and regs, but they're very simple. But we're looking for guys to create 30-second commercials. The winner, the top prize, right? The number one seed, right? The top commercial we pick, guy's going to walk away with also $100 to the gear store, which is pretty incredible.
Let's go.
Right. So email Italian Job. He'll get you the details, but let your production PAX know that we need some 30-second commercials that we can start running on the network to let guys know that F3 exists.
And I think, is it Dredd that quoted the term, the talent of the PAX knows no bounds?
That's right. And we often say the talent of the PAX is overwhelming.
The amount of things that we see when people are flying drones and putting together, inspirational commercials, like commercials with a CSOP or with a Convergence or with a Third F event where you're doing something and all that gets captured. And people have incredible talent and production value across this great nation of ours. So please load up that inbox for Italian Job and let's get that stuff out there.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, it's the T-claps of the F3 Nation, but let's hear from our friends at NGBN, and don't mind the voice of the guy who's voicing over this commercial.
We cannot wait any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home.
The time is now, and that place is NGBNTV, powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBNTV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBNTV will never be this low again. So join our movement on NGBN.TV and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, coming January 29th. So that's the last piece of important information. Then we'll get on with the rest of the show. 29 January, we start a sneak peek of this channel. It'll be available for download on Roku, some other places. We're getting all the app stuff kind of lined up, App Store, all that. So be on the lookout. We'll be talking more about it in the newsletter, all the F3 socials. But 29 January, men, is the date. Be ready. We got to get these apps across all your platforms downloaded as fast as possible because it's going to help boost us up into all that algorithm and stuff. And so we'll kind of roll from there.
Yeah, I know initially, right, we've got Roku and Amazon Fire, I think are the first two initial pushes on the 29th, and then all other streaming platforms soon thereafter. And so this sneak peek effort is going to make a huge splash. The timing is great for a lot of different reasons. So stay tuned and keep connected as you've always been. Our loyal listeners have never failed us before, and it's only going to get more expansive from here.
Kenya checking in.
I just
live viewership from Kenya checking.
So
standing.
You know, we're international. I don't know if we need to put that somewhere on the screen here, but
we might. All right, let's get to the T-claps because you guys are doing incredible things across your F3 regions. And we saw this come across the email machine, Cleveland, Ohio. They've got an area rucking crew. Well, the men of F3 Alliance scored the third most points for that local Cleveland rucking club in 2023. So we're going to give them a little bit of shout out.
Yeah, for heavy drop training club.
Heck yeah.
Club championship.
Which means a few things. One, it means those boys were working. They're representing F3 well. And here's what I love. I love when we get out and find other clubs like that to lock shields within the community, because you're only going to then put this thing in front of more folks who might be interested in what we're doing.
That's right.
Which is pretty cool. All right. We saw this from late December. F3 Gloom Mountain. The boys are just outside of Birmingham. 25 stud dogs ran to Al Dot's house to view the Christmas light show, logged over 5K. Thankful for you guys being leaders and helping push each other all over. There's the men of Gloom Mountain right there. But they also wanted to give a congrats to Shawshank and Swipe for hitting 300 posts.
Let's go.
On the year. There's 365 days in the year.
Yeah,
them dudes were out there almost every damn day doing something with a circle of trust. That's incredible.
I mean, you're averaging more than a 6-pack at that point, right? If you've got no Sunday workouts,
right?
That's just incredible to, one, stay after it, two, stay healthy to be able to stay after it, or three, when you've got other things happening, you're still getting yourself out there. You're still showing up. And that kind of presence in a region lights another dozen people on fire to push themselves even harder.
That's right.
As well.
That's right. We got to give a T-clap to the men of F3, the Fort. Again, right before Christmas, we saw this from these guys. They helped remodel the Fort Mill Center. So there's the crew there. It's a local center where they're at. And essentially, again, find it, see a need, right? Fill a need. They were stripping floors. They were prepping for new floors. So the guys were in there with some of their 2.0s, friends of the community. Just another example where the men of F3 go beyond the gloom to help out. So I had to give a T-clap to those guys for just the incredible work that they did there. Looked like they were getting after it. A little elbow grease.
Yeah, a little back work, little bend over, scrape. If you ever use a scraper tool, you're pretty much through with that after about 90 seconds. And thinking about pulling up whole floors. That's where you know you're living third, my friend.
That's right. That's right. All right, let's go to the F3 phone lines. As always, you guys can be a part of this program, as my friend over there usually says. The number to do that, to call in to the COT hotline, is 844-4COT-PAX. You call us, you leave us a voicemail, ideally about 2 minutes. 3 minutes is the cutoff. You go longer than 3, you cut off. It's going to cut you off. That's the way it goes. But you call us at 844-4COT-PAX. You let us know what's happening in and around your region. And we heard from the Nantan of Holy City, Michael Bolton, who's got an update for us.
So good.
update. This past Saturday, December 16th, we launched the newly formed F3 Holy City Central region with a Christmas convergence beatdown not to be forgotten in beautiful Marion Square. Hi-Hats brought it to us with a 12 Days of Christmas beatdown. That was brutal. I am so excited to see what these men are going to do. We have effectively drawn a line down the middle of the city, and we now have 3 regions in F3 Holy City. We have the west side with YHC, we have Central with my man Cal Worthington, and we have the east side with Big Diff. I can't wait to see what we can do to bring men into the gloom, help them accelerate, and lead in their homes, in their workplaces, and in their communities. That's the update from F3 Holy City. This is Michael Bolton and Kitty, Repeato. How am I supposed to live without you?
Oh, Bolton. That's so good. 1, it's a great update, right? 2,
I'm back. Am I back?
You're
Did
back.
I lose myself?
I don't know. I didn't hear you for a second.
I
I'm just
can hear
talking.
you now. I can't hear you. Something happened to me.
Oh no. I'm going to keep talking. 1, it's a great update with the expansion down there in Holy City, aka Charleston. And then 2, that sign off is just a dream. And what's interesting too, a side note between me and you, I just sent you a reel the other night on Instagram that was like 90s ballads TV commercials that used to wake you up at 2 a.m. and it was Michael Bolton singing that song on like Love Legacy Ballads of the 90s Part 4. So it was already fresh in my mind. And then he says that on the show, and I'm just like,
shit. Hey, you got audio on me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. I lost you for a second, but we're back. Oh, dude, remember waking up at like 2 a.m. on the couch in the 90s? And there was some jams just hitting, and it usually was
monster ballads, or I mean,
some consider him a no talent
Jams Part
I
87.
celebrate the man's entire catalog. I mean, it really just depends on where you come down on Bolton. That number again to be a part of the show, just like our man Michael Bolton out of Charleston, 844-4 COT packs. It's how you get to be a part of this very show. There it is, 844-4 COT packs. Call us, leave a voicemail, be a part of it. All right, my brother, we got one more commercial break. We'll be right back with the meme of the week. Right back. This is NGBNTV, a network for men and home to top experts, speakers, authors, and more. Streaming TV for men, created by men.
But why?
Why are we a network that inspires,
educates, entertains, celebrates, and supports
men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, simply to save men's lives?
There is an epidemic in our community,
and it's taking men from us.
I'm talking about mental health and suicide.
But we have an answer, and it's streaming, live shows, sports, concerts, and more.
In a real way for men to lock shields.
We can't wait to launch this TV network for you and with you.
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 Join our movement at NGBN.TV, coming January 2024. You know what's really cool, brother?
What's that?
Those are just regular dudes who are passionate about saving men's lives. Those are just regular dudes who are passionate about stepping into the fray, locking shields, like my man Sub 60 Ed, that's what we call him. He's a short guy. He'll tell you that. We call him Sub 60 Ed, right?
Yeah.
But they're irrationally passionate about it like we are. And that's the beauty of sort of what we've got in this partnership here. Is this pirate ship, man? It's a bit of pirate ship. Kind of like F3, free to leave, man. Right? Get out there and get after it.
Yeah, the whole idea behind this network is to push the envelope, right? And to get in front of people who are never typically exposed to this type of thing, and everybody putting their oars not only in the water, but everybody's rowing in the same direction, and we all have a clear, concise goals and objectives in mind to reach men's lives, to save men's lives, to bring men together, to reinvigorate male community leadership. I mean, it is pretty remarkable how all of this is coming together and where this is going to go. I think people should be really excited about that, because I know you and I are, and everybody else that's part of the NGBN TV family.
Listen, we don't run this every week, but we saw the meme of the week come across our desk. Thanks to the guys of Gold Rush, 88 out of Gold Rush, up to the great work again. And so check out this. I mean, it's spot on. Meme of the week. Former FNG at his first cafeteria. Your thoughts?
Is that Starbucks? Where are they at?
That's what it looks like. It's funny because that's the bad guy, I think, from Stranger Things, right? The most recent Stranger Things season. If I'm noticing that look correctly, and the name I'm blanking on. I can't remember the name of that character, but he's this terrible, awful thing that like consumes all these kids and stuff. Anyways,
yeah.
But you remember that feeling after that first post? If you weren't in the best of shape and you went out to F3, like I was trashed. I felt about like that.
Oh, no.
I can relate.
The first post blues is a real thing, right? And
credit to Bartman. Gold Rush Bartman.
That Rayburn 88's
you,
dialed in live.
Yeah,
That's
he is
amazing.
Yeah, he is.
See, Pax, watch the show, send us things, be a part of the live show. It's all happening. But like, I could barely like lift my arms over my head to like.
No, I couldn't go. I didn't go out for another week. We went on Wednesday. I didn't go back till the next Thursday.
Yeah. And then the first time I did a CSOP, like ours down here in Carpex called the Odyssey, was 12 or 13 miles.
Oh.
And I was one of the last packs in back to start, at Index back to StartX, dragging.
It'll be about 8 miles. It was 14.
Yeah.
It was hot. Franklin's nipples have never been the same again. They didn't even recover. I mean, that was a legendary seesaw.
Yeah.
Fire ants.
There were fire ants.
Cramping. Yeah, it was brutal. I ate a whole pizza that night.
Did we go to Anna's? I can't remember.
No, that was later, but I got Johnny's Pizza and I had a whole pizza and like a ton of wings too.
Man, it's been a minute since I've had Johnny's. Maybe we should call him about a sponsorship.
Been a hot minute. All right, let's get into timely as we talk about junk food. Let's do our health tip of the week. And of course, it's our man Bones, as always, who hosts the Hunt for Wellness show, which will also be part of this amazing network. But he joins us here every week to give you guys real, tangible advice. And of course, the first show of the new year, Bones is talking about health tips for 2024.
Hello, COT Podcast. It's another great day for wellness. This is Bones with a health tip for the PAX of F3 Nation. PAX, it's officially 2024, which means that the holidays are behind us, and most of us are in full swing of the new year. We are back to work, back to kids' activities, and hopefully most back to a normal schedule. The new year is always a great time to reflect on what we accomplished the previous year and make plans on what we're going to improve upon in the next year. Finances, family, faith, and career are all popular areas for resolutions, but the one area that almost everyone makes a goal in is for their health. Maybe it's the cookies, cakes, and pies, or the overindulgence of adult beverages during the holiday season that prompts most people to want to do something with their health. But whatever it is, January seems to be the month of diets, gym memberships, and weight loss challenges. Unfortunately for many people, that motivation that they have on January 1st isn't sufficient to carry them much past the first month. And by Valentine's Day, many of the promises made about health are abandoned for the old way of living. To improve your chances of becoming successful with your health goal this year, let me offer a couple tips. Make it simple and measurable. Too often, people make a goal that is radically different from the one they are currently doing. And although all of us would like to see big change, the reality is that sustainable change is usually done very slowly and in small increments. Don't plan on losing 50 pounds this year. Instead, plan on losing 5 pounds by the end of the month. Or don't commit to completely eliminating sugar or bread, and instead simply restrict sugar or bread. Share your goals with others. Having accountability is key to staying consistent with your goal. Having your brothers in the gloom or your M check in on your progress will keep you honest and prevent you from making excuses for yourself. Recruit others to join you. F3 is perfect for this. I've seen multiple New Year challenges popping up across F3 Nation that range from weight loss to Merkins. It is always easier and more fun to do things with others, and achieving your health goals is no different. Lastly, and most importantly, know the why you are making these changes. We all know that motivation fades, and if you don't have a compelling why, then you will most likely quit before you reach your goal. So Pax, make 2024 your healthiest year ever. Make a simple and measurable goal. Share it with others, recruit some Pax to do it with you, and get clear on your why. Kitty and Repeato, Happy New Year, men. What health goals are you setting for 2024? Keep up the good work, men. This has been Bones guiding the Pax of F3 Nation on their hunt for wellness. Gotta go.
Outstanding as always, Bones. Dude, the guys chiming in has become like my new favorite thing.
Yeah, you got
Watching
Funny
these
Car,
things
you got
pop
the
up on screen. If you're
Joker.
listening to us on the Spotify, you got to come back and watch the feed of this.
Yeah.
Because the guys are able to jump in and just say Funny Car there, the Joker there.
Yeah. Well, and I was thinking about it earlier. You know, you and I typically see all the pictures of the Pax doing things and the other things that we would pull for the show. And now we're sitting here watching this as we're recording, and the pictures of the guys are popping up. And I think there's an added connection point that Pax should feel while watching or listening to the show. And so that's exciting. And Bones, good rundown as always.
Listen, you want to be an open book? I'll be an open book. 500 miles run, 250 pounds on the bench, 300 pounds on the squat. Lofty goal for me of 350 pounds on the deadlift. I'll let you know in the end of December. There it is. Right. That's it. Those are my main fitness focus. Right. Let's get 500 miles run, and let's get that strength training up to those attainable goals. But motivating at the same time.
Yeah. And trying to boil the ocean is never a successful strategy, and hoping something's going to happen is never a successful strategy. So what kind of plan of action can you build in 1 month increments, 2 month increments, 12-week increments, whatever is going to work for you and your schedule and lifestyle and family commitments and all those things to be successful in your goal setting. And it's not intensity, but consistency.
Yeah, that's right.
So hope everybody can do that. You and I talked at the end of last year about specific numbers on what I would call my power three, bench, squat, deadlift. I haven't thought about, running miles. Maybe I should think about rucking miles.
You don't have to copy it.
I did 4 right before this show with the dog, with the ruck on, just to get
stay active. The other way to look at it is, we've got a Carpex challenge going for just active hours for the year, right? Just be active, man. Right. Constantly moving. You guys get it, right? And maybe it's 200 posts. Maybe it's 100 F3 posts this year. Right? Maybe it's being involved in 2 seesaw, right? Figure out what that is, man. Give yourself something to shoot for, which I think is Bones' point, right?
That moving challenge, that time challenge, that's pretty much one of the driving forces that sent me out for a lunchtime.
I had CC at martial arts last night, and I was like, oh, great. I can get 30 minutes in. I get 30 minutes in with the ruck right now. Active minutes. Let's go.
I think that's going to be a good challenge for our region because people are so innately competitive, and it's like, where can I just pop on the Strava and get some minutes in?
All right. Before we go, we've got the always anticipated, much appreciated quote worth Repeato. My brother, you're kicking us off the new year with the QWR, and you got to start the year strong, man. So no pressure. But
you always got to start the year strong. And you think about reflection of the previous year and where you're going in the future. And I tend to think about too, the totality of ourselves is much more than our individual self. And so what we're doing with, your shield lock, your region, the guys that you consistently post with, the guys that you consistently, gather socially with, whatever it is that works for you, that influential group is building out the totality of yourself, right? You are the sum of many parts beyond yourself. And so we're coming in hot with another Clive Staples Lewis quote, because I don't know if there are no bounds that I don't know if there are no bounds to his repertoire, I'll say. But for this week's quote, for those that aren't already reading the screen but listening, each day we are becoming a creature of splendid glory or one of unthinkable horror. And so that one hit me like a ton of bricks over the holiday, thinking like each day. And that is that notion of 1% better, or you're just constantly striving to do a little more, the next day than you did the day before. And you cannot do that alone. And, you know, the crux of what we're doing here at NGBNTV, the crux of what we've always been doing with F3 is this is a no on your own. This is a no OYO situation. And every day you should be relying on not just yourself, but those around you to be putting your best foot forward and becoming a better and better version of yourself. And ultimately, the heart of a lion and the man you were destined to be.
That's
and
right.
So each day we are becoming
devices.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But when I've got my brothers around me, when I've got to look another man in the eye and talk about the things going on in my life, right? That's the difference. And quite frankly, the enemy wants to get you left to your own devices, isolated on your own. Give me one more day of unthinkable horror. Yeah, I can start stacking them up. I can let him believe that he's not the man he's meant to be. Bullshit. Doors down, baby. Breaking the door on you.
Yeah.
No grip on this, because when we unite together in this circle of trust, we start getting daily wins, right?
Yeah.
And daily wins. Well said, my brother. I love it.
All right, man. Yeah.
Hey, listen, bro, I love you.
Love you. Always.
Amen. Always. To the men of F3 Nation, if another man hasn't told you this today, we love you. The nation loves you. Go out there, get after it. We'll see you next week. This has been The Circle of Trust on NGBN TV. This has been the COT podcast, connecting the packs of F3 Nation to something bigger than themselves. Please rate and review our show. Follow us on Twitter at F3COT Podcast and connect with the show at COT@F3Nation.com or by leaving us a voicemail at 844-4COT-PACKS. I'm Brian Jodas, 42, Hello Kitty.
And I'm Jamie Roseborough, 40, Repeato.
And this has been the Circle of Trust podcast.